you did mention Lightning, and I recently came across Nostr Zaps the other day, and it's also obviously another use case for Nostr. It's another way to use it. Maybe could you explain like how you can use things like Bitcoin or Lightning alongside Nostr, and yeah, how is that like different to things like Twitter? Because they've been, you can do like tipping and things on Twitter, and I think you can like link your Venmo if you're in the US. But obviously Nostr, again, it's an open ecosystem. So I would actually imagine it's not just Bitcoin that you can use to build on top or integrate into Nostr. Can you use other things?
You mean other cryptocurrency
Yeah,
things?
Ethereum, Solana, or what,
You
whatever it is
you
that you want to
could, but
use.
I think yeah. So Nostr is a very Bitcoin centric community, and that's I would say because well, it's full of people who understand Bitcoin, which means once you understand the so like this is often a tangent, but so like Ethereum as an example, is not going to let you do anything that a large government doesn't want you to do. They have
Mm.
to yield to the state, so they're under the state under state control. Um, so in my view, like there's no real benefit to that over like a central bank digital currency, which has the same thing, like a Turing complete
Hot
contract platform
take.
on a CBDC. Yeah,
Yeah.
because why? Because you got to trust. You're trusting with Ethereum. You're trusting a central authority. Um, uh, so why wouldn't you just go for the most powerful central authority if you're going to do that? Um, so Bitcoin was designed from the ground up with the state as the adversary in mind. So it's built to fight a state. That's what it's for. It's for people who don't want to comply with the state. Whereas Ethereum or any of these other ones, they're not built with that in mind at all. Um, they're not capable of standing up to a state actor. So people in Nostr are generally Bitcoin people. They understand that that's why we have Bitcoin. That's what Bitcoin's for, and that's what Nostr is for as well. Because we don't like the current system. So I mean, there's not much point in integrating like Ethereum with Nostr because, well, we're not interested in being part of the current system. Um, so that's why Lightning has been widely adopted within Nostr, within the Nostr development community, and everyone's implementing Lightning stuff. So with Zaps are like, so Lightning itself is payment channels, which is like a whole other topic, which I can actually introduce it. If you want to talk about Lightning, I can introduce it to someone who can really like give you a great conversation about that.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, yeah.
But um, essentially, Lightning is just a much faster way a much cheaper, faster way, more efficient way to transact Bitcoin. And you only need to settle it on chain, like at certain times when you under a certain trust model. So with Lightning, what you do is you Lightning is based on like invoices. So you generate an invoice and someone pays it. So a zap is like you are when you zap someone with Lightning on Nostr, you're contacting their Lightning server to ask it to generate an invoice for you with the amount that you want to zap them with, and then you send that to them, and then their side, like the person you are sending it to, will like also like verify that they've received it. So then everyone can, and people trust it. Like if I say that this guy has zapped me, like in a the trust model is such that like it's good enough that you can see how many zaps this guy's received, how many zaps this public key has received. So that's NIP 57. Oh, I misspoke earlier in the show. It was NIP 60. NIP 65 is the NIP for like finding what relays you're using.
Okay.
Yeah, and NIP 57 is the NIP for Zaps.
Hmm.
And it's a relatively straightforward NIP to read, actually. So yeah, if someone's interested in like, but you kind of need to understand a little bit about Lightning. But yeah, it's essentially just a way to generate Lightning invoices within Nostr clients. It's a standardized way. Yeah.
So is this used for for tipping and things like that?
I don't really like the word tipping,
Mm-hmm.
but boosts, like to boost your post.
Why is that? Maybe that's interesting. Why don't you like the word tipping?
Because
Makes you feel like you're busking. Makes it like
yeah, something like that, right?
The framework you're in is like rich versus poor frame. Is that kind of how? Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like it's just like, well, if I see like someone said something cool, it's like I want to boost that so other people see it.
Yeah. Okay.
And I do that by sending real money to boost it. So it's not really tipping. It's like more fundamentally.
Well, you're giving the person a boost. You put in resources behind them, right? You're helping them financially. So you are boosting. You give them a little bit. That's a way of looking at it.
Yeah, it's a way. It's a way of looking at it. Yeah. I just really don't like the concept of the mental framework of tipping, but I think boosts are way more productive.
Yeah, I think you haven't explained that. I think I agree. Because well, it was immediate. Obviously, I sort of thought of the busking example, and I was like, yeah, I can see how it is a little maybe derogatory is not the right word, but it's I don't know. It just has a bit of a stinky feel to it.
Yeah, there's something there, right? Like it's not quite right, and that's not, and like the mentality of the Nostr community and the Lightning community and everything is like we're not in that. Like tipping is like as a feudalist in a way almost, like it's like which is what we're trying to get away from. I just get like yeah.
Yeah, it's like here you go, peasant. Like here's like a penny for your troubles. You know what I mean? It's that kind of thing. No, that's a really cool. Didn't expect to get into that, but that was a cool little segue. I like that. Okay, so you can boost people using Lightning, the Lightning network, which is sort of like a what do you call it? Like alternative rail to do Bitcoin payments on. It's sometimes I explain like layer 1s versus layer 2 as like train tracks, and you can kind of the guy in the little control room does the thing, and the track sort of moves, and then you jump onto that track, and then you can kind of come back on. And maybe the track on the right is a little faster, a little cleaner. It's a high speed rail, whatever you want to call it, and so maybe that's a good like mental model for people.